Dear student, myself G.U. Patil, I welcome to all of you for this online lecture during the lockdown period. Dear students, I have delivered already too many lectures on this unit, and today's I have another online lecture for all of you on the topic called as a traffic shaping. Traffic shaping. Traffic shaping, as its name indicate, traffic as we already learned in the previous online lectures, that is called as a congestions, means the packets are arrives at a node, it's too much, or a large amount of packets are arrives at a particular node of the network. So at that network there should be a traffic. So as a network admin, it's our responsibility to shape this particular traffic. That's why we learn in today's online lecture there should be a traffic shaping. So traffic shaping is nothing but, or we can say that traffic shaping means to shape the particular traffic or to solve the particular traffic at a network nodes. That is called as a traffic shaping. Another method of congestion control is also to shape the traffic before it enters into the network. This is the another way to define it. Another method of congestion control is to shape the traffic before it enters into the network. Traffic shaping controls the rate at which packets are sent, that is not just how many, use in ATM or integrated services networks. At connection setup time, the sender and carrier negotiate a traffic pattern, or we can say that it's shape. There are two traffic shaping algorithms are available in our syllabus. Is nothing but first one is a leaky bucket and second one is a token buckets. Now we'll learn, or we'll tilt towards the first algorithm, that is called as a leaky bucket. In short, it is also called as a LB algorithms. This is implemented using a buffer at the interface levels. If the bucket has a small hole at the bottom, the water leaks from the bucket at constant rate as long as there is a water in the buckets. This is the best way to explain this leaky bucket algorithms. For example, we have the bucket, and in that bucket there should be a water is there, and at the bottom size of bucket there should be a one hole. So from that hole the water will be pass out at a constant rate. This is called as a leaky bucket algorithm. The rate at which water leaks does not depends on the rate at which the water is input to the bucket, unless the bucket is empty. Buffer stores the data and forward it in regular capital T intervals, whereas the capital T is based on the network capacity. The input rate can vary to an extent, but the output rate remains constant. Similarly, in networking, a technique called leaky bucket can smooth out bulk traffic. Bulky chunks of traffic are stored in the bucket and sent out at an average rate. That means what? This is very much important algorithm for all of us, that is to shape the particular traffic. So for explaining this leaky bucket algorithm, we have the best example, that is a bucket with water and the hole at the bottom size of this bucket. So from this hole the water are pass out at a constant rate. It does not matter that water are input into the buckets at which rate. That is about the leaky bucket algorithms. Now we'll observe the figure. In that figure there should be implementation of leaky bucket algorithm in figure A at left side and figure B at right side. So in figure A, and that means at left side, this is a general figure whatever we are explaining in the previous slide. We have the bucket and we have the faucet from which we are getting the water into the bucket. So this is that bucket, we can call it as a leaky, and in bucket there should be a water. It is indicated as a letter water. See, is it? And at the bottom there should be a hole from which these are the particles of waters are pass out. That is water drifts out of the hole at constant rate. This is the general example, and this will be same concept implemented in the networking as shown in the right figure, that is in figure B. We have the host computer from which we are getting the particular data packets. Okay, so this is called as the host computer, and at the exactly below that there should be a packet in the small square boxes are there. So these are the packets which are coming from the host computer, but after some time it is observed that there should be an unregulated flow of this particular packet. At the exactly below that, these two square boxes, there should be a three boxes are there, that boxes are nothing but the data packets which are in unregulated flow. So after that there should be an interface containing a leaky bucket. That means we are implementing a leaky bucket over there. That means a buffer is over there. The bucket holds the packets. That means that bucket or leaky bucket or that buffer holds that unregulated flow of the packets which are coming from the host computer, is it? And after that, after processing that particular in the leaky bucket algorithm, that it passes the data packets into out. That means that regulated flow, that another three square boxes of data packets are in regulated flow, which are very much differentiate with the first data packets which are before the leaky bucket, as shown in the diagram, which is at right side, that is figure B. The leaky bucket algorithm used to control the rate in a network. It is implemented as a single server queue with constant service time. If the bucket or buffer overflows, then the packets are discarded. That is the quite simple is there. If the bucket is overflow, then the automatically the water will be coming out of the bucket. That means packets are discarded. The leaky bucket algorithm uses two parameters to control the traffic flow. That's two parameters are nothing but, first one is the average rate, the average number of cells per second that leak from the hole in the bottom of the bucket and entered the networks. That is called as the average rate. This is the first parameter to control the traffic flow by leaky bucket algorithm. Now the second parameter is nothing but burst rate, the rate at which cells are allowed to accumulate in the bucket expressed in cells per seconds. The leaky bucket algorithm also uses two state variables, and these two state variables are nothing but, the first one is the current time, the time or the current time, the current wall clock time is there, and second one is a virtual time, a measure of how much data has accumulated in the bucket expressed in the seconds. Now tilt towards the second traffic shaping algorithm is nothing but the token bucket algorithm. The leaky bucket algorithm is very restrictive and rigid algorithm. For example, if a host is not sending for a while, that means a host computer is not properly sending the packets for a while, its bucket becomes empty. Obviously, if the host computer is not sending the particular packets, the bucket after that host computer is completely empty. Now if the host has bursty data, that means the host computer having a bursty data or large data coming at a time in a small interval, the leaky bucket allows only an average rate as per the traffic parameter, out of which the first parameter is called as average rate. We already see in a previous slide. So we can say that the time when the host was ideal is not taken into the account. This is the most important thing for leaky bucket algorithms. Now on the other hand, the token bucket algorithm generally allows the ideal host to accumulate the credit for the future in the form of tokens. For instance, the system sends n tokens to the buckets. The system removes one token for every cell or byte of the data being sent. Suppose we are allocating the different tokens, and out of which the one byte or one packet is pass out, so one token will be removed. Thus in this packet discarding the probability and the data delay is very less. With continuing token bucket algorithm, in contrast to the lower leaky bucket algorithm, the token bucket algorithm allows the output rate to vary depending on the size of the burst. In the token bucket algorithm, the bucket holds the tokens. To transmit a packet, the host must capture and destroy the one token. That is most important thing in the token bucket algorithm, that the bucket holds the tokens. That means host computer, after that there should be a token bucket is over there, and that bucket holds the particular token. To transmit the particular packet, the host must capture it first and destroy the one token from it. This is the token bucket algorithm speciality. Tokens are generated by a clock at the rate of one token every delta t seconds. Ideal host can capture and save up the tokens up to the maximum size of the bucket in order to send the large burst later. With continuing this token bucket algorithm, this is the simple implementation of the token bucket algorithm in figure A and as well as in figure B. Host computer is over there from which we are getting the packets. Then after that there should be a packet flow is there, and one bucket is over there. One token is added to the bucket at every delta seconds. That's my host computer, where whenever sending the particular data packets, at the same time we are entering or we are adding the one token to the particular bucket at every delta t seconds. The bucket holds the particular tokens. Bucket hold the particular tokens, and after that there should be a flow of that particular data packets. At the right side figure, that is in figure B, host computer is there. We are sending the particular data packets to the buckets. At the same time we are entering again the tokens in the buckets. The bucket that holds the particular tokens, and whatever the host computer sending the data packets which are in unregulated flow, after that we observe that for every token there should be a one packet is there and one token is lost from the bucket, and we are getting the at output side a regulated flow of the packets. This is about the token bucket algorithm. Now, what is the differentiate between the leaky bucket and token bucket algorithm? That is leaky bucket versus token bucket. Leaky bucket discards the packets, whereas token bucket does not, but token bucket discards the tokens. With token buckets, a packet can only be transmitted if there are enough tokens to cover its length in bytes, whereas leaky bucket sends the packets at an average rate. Token bucket allows for a large burst to be sent faster by speeding up the output. Token bucket allows the saving up tokens or permissions to send the large burst, whereas leaky bucket does not allow the saving concept. That is the difference between the leaky bucket and token bucket. That is leaky bucket versus token bucket. This is very much important. So this is the end of my today's online lecture topic. With this, now today we are completing the unit number 5 of our subject computer networking and cloud computing for third year BTech ENTC students. So hope all of you understand this topic very well, or hope all of you understand unit number 5 through this my online lectures. If anybody having any problems or queries regarding all these lectures or all these topics through these online lectures, you can acknowledge me or message me or call me. I always there for all of you. Thank you very much.